I'm not a lawyer, but the government has made some changes regarding their charges against Diddy. So let's talk about it. So, before today's charge conference, where the judge and the attorneys go over what information they are going to tell and give to the jurors for deliberations, the government filed a letter dropping predicate acts for the RICO charge. Now, stay with me so I can hopefully say this in a way that makes sense. As we know, the first charge against Diddy is the RICO conspiracy charge. And in order to prove that charge, the jury would need to believe that Diddy has a criminal enterprise and that he and members of that enterprise committed at least 2 criminal acts within a 10-year period. So, throughout this trial, the government has been trying to prove that Diddy and members of his enterprise committed 11 criminal acts. So they were like, cool, we have more than 2, we have 11. But now that the witnesses have testified and the trial is almost over, the government is saying instead of 11 acts, we believe we've provided enough evidence for jurors to deliberate on about 7 acts. So again, they started with 11 acts and now they're down to 7. And the ones that they have taken away are kidnapping Capricorn Clark in California. And this refers to the day that Capricorn said Diddy came to her house with a weapon, that he never pointed the weapon at her, but that he forced her to go with him and his team to Kid Cudi's house. And while they went inside, she stayed in the car and called Cassie to tell her what was going on. And so it's no longer something for the jury to consider. And I should be clear, in the letter, the government didn't say, we didn't prove this happened. They actually said that they are removing it to streamline the process. Okay, the next alleged act that the government has removed is kidnapping Capricorn Clark in New York. And this stems from her testimony that after some of Diddy's jewelry was stolen, she was then taken to a warehouse multiple days in a row and subjected to hours-long lie detector tests. So this one again has been removed. The third act removed is attempted arson. And yes, this has to do with the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car. So this is no longer an act that the jury will be able to consider as something him and his criminal enterprise participated in. And then the final act removed is aiding and abetting trafficking. And so to be clear, this act is removed as it relates to the RICO charge. So this means the jurors won't be deciding if the prosecutors proved Diddy and his enterprise, meaning his assistants, his bodyguards, his travel managers, and everyone who set up or cleaned up FOs, knowingly agreed to traffic Cassie and Jane with him. And so all of those acts are now removed as it relates to count 1, the RICO conspiracy charge, and the remaining predicate acts that the jurors can consider as to if prosecutors proved him and his enterprise willingly and knowingly agreed to do are bribery, witness or victim tampering, forced labor, transportation for play for pay, and possessing with intent to distribute narcotics. And then the remaining charges he faces as an individual are still trafficking Cassie and Jane and then transporting them for play for pay. And then in this same letter, after